Hello again and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole and today I am going to be doing the newbie booktube tag. Is that what it's called? Nope. It's called the newbie book tag. Every single time I do one of these tags, I have no idea what it's called. So there's that. All right, let's get into it before I waste more time. Give myself way too much to edit. Already starting. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and read out of my very plain Jane little notebook here. So, number one, why did you start this channel? So, I started this channel, I think, for the same reason that a lot of people start their booktube channel. I was just trying to find more people who read books that I enjoy, you know. And one of the things that I found on YouTube is that the algorithm can really defeat you in doing that. So you have to know exactly what to put into the search bar to make things show up. So there's some weird, foolish part of me that's thinking if I spend even more time not reading, that I will find more people like me who like to read. Really questioning my motives now and whether they make any sense. But that was my idea, is let me start a booktube channel and maybe that will somehow magically help me find people who have similar reading taste. I'll let you know how that goes. I might I might not find that to be true at all. Number two, fun and unique things that I bring to booktube. Well, I think the genres that I read are or at least the kinds of books that I read, are not unique per se, but are slightly different. And I would say mainly because I think I bring a different perspective to that sphere. So I read a lot of classics, pretty much anything written at least over 100 years ago is probably going to be high on my list of things that I want to read. And I don't tend to find a ton of people who like to read in that genre. And I don't just mean the Victorian era. I like Victorian classics, but I also like things from the Regency period, the Romantic period. I like classics from Japan and China and other countries. And I'm trying to find more classics in that area and really just explore classics from other countries because, not too shockingly, there are a lot of other countries outside of England that have very long histories of oral or written stories. So I think that is kind of unique. Just my love of all classics from all places. I also think I bring a different perspective to YouTube. Not me particularly myself, but sort of me in combination with the type of books that I read. Thus far, like I've said in number one, I have not found a lot of other people of color who are talking about a lot of classics. The algorithm does not spit that out to me for reasons that I can't figure out. And so if anybody can help me with that, like comment below, please help. What am I most excited for with this channel? Well, I think I've kind of mentioned it. Finding like-minded people. I'm really excited at the idea that people who watch my videos and comment on my videos may be doing so because they like some of the same books, and I'm looking forward to having that conversation with them. I like reading because it can be an escape, it can be an intellectual exercise, it can change the way that I think or look at things in the world. I find it impactful. Number five, the book or series that got me into reading. So when I think of this, I immediately think of the series that got me into reading, and that would be Ramona Quimby. That book series, I don't know why. I was obsessed with that book series. Um, I just have a lot of memories in elementary school of reading on the playground, Ramona Quimby. And in fact, my mother at one point got called into the school because they were complaining that at recess I wasn't playing, I was reading. Number six, what question would you ask your favorite booktubers? What editing software do you use? That's what I want to know. Um, I'm using Clipchamp. This is not sponsored by them, because if it was, my videos would probably look better. But I don't know. I'm open. I want something that's free. I'm new. I'm trying to spend basically nothing while doing this thus far. So if anybody has a recommendation for editing software that they like, yeah, comment below. You don't even have to be my favorite booktuber, who I don't even know who that would be, but yeah. Number 7, challenges in starting this channel. Challenges in general. What challenges do I think there are? Challenges. Uh, I think the challenges that I'm going to face are all going to be editing related. So I really enjoy making the videos. I really like reading, and I've done a pretty good job recently. And I've figured out what leads me into reading slumps, so I'm not too worried about those things. But editing and lighting, like, see what I mean? Lighting. Number 8, when did I start reading? I have no idea. It just happened. It did not just happen. My mom reminds me of that like I would drive her crazy asking her to read the same books over and over again. So from what I can tell, based on what she has said, at a very normal age in the US, so probably when I was in kindergarten or first grade, whatever, grade it is that they start back in the 80s when they started teaching kids how to read. I was not an early reader as far as I know, but once I could read, I think the amount that I would want to read led to me very quickly progressing in my reading progress, if that makes any sense. I don't think you're totally did. Number 9, where do you read? In a very low, like over that way, in my house, in a very boring setting. You may have seen it if you saw my video of reading for 24 hours. It's on a blue couch in front of blue shades in a not very blue room. Reminds me of that song from the 90s, 80s. Blue, I'm blue. Yeah. So that's where I read, in a very blue atmosphere. So you can see that video. I probably put it in the cards or down in the description or somewhere if you would like to see the location that I read at. That's where I read the most frequently. Otherwise, like, I usually have a book on me always, in my purse, in my ears, carrying it around in a little tote bag. So wherever I am and I have time to read, that's where I'm reading. Number 10, what kind of books do you read? So I mentioned this earlier. I like to read classics, anything written over 100 years ago. I like to read a variety of classics. So from by which I mean like classics from different countries. So I like to read Russian classics. I've read a lot of classics from England. I like Chinese classics, Japanese classics. If it was written at least over 100 years ago, but at this point it's having to become like 200 or 300 years ago, then I'm probably going to read it and I'm probably going to like it. I also have a pretty large number of fantasy books, but in general, just, I don't know, things that are recommended. I like a lot of things. I read nonfiction. I read pretty much anything other than contemporary and romance. Number 11, what does your book collection look like? That's pretty much it. Those are pretty much all the books that I own that I haven't read. If you want to see more in depth what my book collection looks like, I do have a playlist that I've created for that, and I've already posted one video related to that, which I'll link down into the description. But that'll give you more of a close up of very specific books that are in my collection. My unread books, which are pretty much all the ones you can see behind me, well, especially over here. And I also have a collection of theology books and just books on the Bible, which are these shelves here. And then on the very bottom where you can't see, I have a collection of all the books that I'm keeping, which are basically just books that I've read that I've given 5 stars to. All of those you will see eventually over time in the What's on the Shelf video series. So make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell, and you'll, see when those are posted. Okay, well, that's it. I have no idea who created the newbie booktube tag. It just seems to have been around for forever, but that's me. I'm a newbie booktuber. This is my tag. I should probably tag somebody, but how do you tag somebody who's new? I feel like by definition, you don't know who they are. So I'm not going to tag anybody, but if you are new on booktube, how did you find my video? And if you haven't done the newbie tag, like, go out and do it. If you have a newbie tag video, like, comment below and leave me the link to yours, and maybe I'll go and watch it. And, like, especially if you like the same books that I do, which is, like I said, old books, classics, modern classics. If you want to change my mind about what I should be reading, comment on that below too. So that's it for today. I already said like and subscribe. You know what to do. We're all on BookTube, right? We know how YouTube works at this point. I'm just going to call it a day now because I'm just rambling and giving myself more to edit.